to express my displeasure with last Tuesday night's Rural Crescent Preservation Community Forum. Frankly, I feel duped. I did not have an opportunity to take in what the planning department and the consultant was presenting to the community that night, but this morning I spent some time doing that. And it's very technical, very complex. And I even went back and looked at the board presentation on September 20th of 2016, so almost 3 years ago, when our then planning director, Chris Price, presented options for the board to consider adopting into our ordinance. And I'm going to quote him as the then planning director. These were 3 different votes: purchase of development rights, transfer of development rights, and rural clustering. And he said each of these is meaty as in a lot to take in, and that they could each have their own work session. And instead, last Tuesday night at the Hilton Performing Arts Center, the public had an opportunity in 90 minutes to not just learn, but to learn and weigh in. And I know that there's public comments received up until like mid-August, which, by the way, is the busiest travel month of the year. But there is so much to learn, very technical, very complicated. I'm trying myself to figure out, what all these different presentations are about with various maps. And if somebody like me who knows a lot more about land use and zoning ordinances is having to spend a lot of time learning the technicalities, the average person is probably going to struggle with it even more than me. And frankly, I feel duped because this draft plan has development rights not going to urban centers that we had once discussed, like Potomac Shores, North Woodbridge. The draft has it going to the transition ribbon area. Now, I highly doubt that people in my district want to look across Lake Jackson and what is now the rural area, see a bunch of rooftops. I doubt that the members of RTJ are going to lobby for this current draft plan. So I'm clearly a little bothered. Nobody in the planning department called me to warn me and say, Ms. Lawson, we're going to transfer the development rights somewhere where we never discussed before. Because in the past, we've discussed North Woodbridge and Potomac Shores and areas where you would expect smart growth principles to happen. And instead, they came out with this draft plan where they're taking development rights and putting them in the transition ribbon area. That's nonsense. And people that are frustrated with speeding and the lack of roads are going to be even further frustrated if our future board were to adopt such senseless land use planning tools. I'll finish with that.